I will have a detailed look at the latest lure fishing rod from Mifine called Nano Jig. And it's a rod for super ultralight fishing. And when I say super ultralight fishing, I mean casting things of this nature and catching every single species that will be around you. And as you can see, I have a version in 4 sections, meaning it's a travel rod, great for transportation since the length, once collapsed, is very, very small. But not only for travel, this offering is good. Also, it will be perfect for storing it away in your car, and when you will need it, just pull it out and catch, as they say, every single fish that happens to be around you on the day. Also, I have to mention that there will be a separate video where I will be testing this rod out. I will show you the action, how it bends, how responsive it is, and so on. So yeah, look out for that, and make sure you subscribe to my channel to make sure you wouldn't miss out on that video. Best of all, it's a budget offering, but it has quality components. For example, Fuji reel seat, then cool sea guide guides, then 30-ton carbon for the blank, meaning the action is fast and recovery times are pretty excellent, I would say, for this configuration when it comes to casting, rating up to 2 grams. Anyway, let's move this rod out of the shot to show you what the rod comes with. So it comes with a hook keeper if you are into this kind of a thing. So you can attach it where you want it, and it will be personal. And again, as I say, if you like it, you have an option to use it. Then when it comes to rod's bag, it's simple deal, just a simple cloth. Yeah, that's about it. Okay, let's move back onto the rod. I guess I will start with the butt section and we'll move everything else out of the shot. So here is the butt. As you can see, it had this kind of carbon effect. Here we got a aluminum little cap, I believe, and handle is maybe 15 centimeters long, because for this kind of a rod you want this short handle, because just anything longer would be excessive and it's not really needed. So yeah, this carbon effect is going, as I say, across. Then, as I mentioned, Fuji reel seat, very minimalistic. Obviously I would prefer if this would be reversed, as in the screw would be below, meaning that you have very clean setup about the reel itself. But again, I have other rods from the same company with exactly the same reel seat, and I fished a lot, and it's pretty good. And the length of the screw is just perfect, because when you put like small reel on it, the screw ends up being around here, meaning no sharp edges, just like more or less perfect. Yeah, let's move on. Here we got model itself. It says Nano Jig here, blah blah blah, up to 2 grams, plenty of information here. I like that Mifine provides everything, all the specifications, just in writing on the blank. Really good. It says base 55 grams, 4 sections, 183 length, or it says the same here, 183 or 6 feet. So yeah, it's cool. Let's move on. This is a joint, simple deal, nothing excessive, very, very simple. I wish they would have added, like a line across the joint to align the joints, especially since we got 4 of them. Okay, now let's move on to the other section. This one has the writing, just to make sure, if you will need to order a section, you can do so by writing down the code or taking a picture of the code and sending it to Mifine, and they would sell you correct part. That's great. Then we got first guide. That is on 1 leg, very fancy. And another joint, simple deal. Now let's move on to the third section. Same deal, we got the code, you know, with a 2 instead of 3 on this second section. Again, fast guide on this section is on 1 leg. Then we are moving to a smaller guide that is on 2 legs, smaller on 2 legs, and simple joint, but this joint is different, kind of, it's a female section here, if you will. And now we got the tip. The tip is solid, as you can see. I hope you can see it. Just a solid carbon tip, and guides are going small, and on the tip all the guides are on 1 leg. Guides are quite small. I like it. For this rod it's ideal. Going smaller, and last guide has this anti-tangle frame and this little, not even centimeter long strip of bright orange, you know, like area, you know, meaning that slow bites, not aggressive bites, that you won't be able to feel through the blank. You'll be able to see them, you know. I always like, you know, to see that on lure fishing rods. Sometimes I do apply little orange strip on my own, you know, on my own rod that I use that do not have anything like that. So yeah, here it's coming out from the factory. Fantastic. Okay, now let's count the guides. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5, 6, 7, 8 guides in total. It's not too bad at all for such a short rod. Pretty great. Now I guess let's quickly measure the diameter of the tip, just right by the end there. It will be way on the millimeter. I hope you can see it. It says 0.64. Let's check it once more, just to be sure. Yeah, 0.64. So yeah, very, very fine tip. And also, you know, for a travel rod, it's great, you know, if you will break a tip, and if you will be using this rod a lot, because it's super fine, unless you are super careful. I'm breaking fine tips. I won't say often, but just it happens, you know, when you make a mistake. And, you know, it's great because this one is short. It will cost you, I don't know, probably less than $10 or something like that, you know, and shipping should be quite good as well. You know, it's a good advantage for a lure fishing rod, travel rod, that is. The only thing that I don't like about this setup, you see, it's difficult to use this rod as a, when it comes to transportation, as a 2-piece rod. So if you want to keep it, let's say, assembled in 2 pieces and, you know, transport it in 2 pieces, just as a regular 2-piece rod, the deal is, you see, I will try to show you what I'm talking about. So if I would align those sections together, right, you would expect the tip to be shorter. But here it's not. It's almost a centimeter longer, meaning, you know, that you can break the tip if you are using some sleeve, or just in general. Most travel rods will have this issue because manufacturers do not think about it. I do not know why, but it just would be way more versatile rod, in my opinion. You know, you can transport it in 4 pieces, but also you can transport it in 2 pieces. If the tip section would be, you know, shorter than in 2 sections. Okay, I mentioned that, and that's the only negative I have really about this rod. Now let's quickly check how heavy this rod is, and then we'll talk about, you know, action and casting rating. Look at that. Maybe it will be easier to take a weight of it. See, all the weight is in the butt. I mean, you should know by now that carbon is so light that, I mean, probably of those 44, like 40 grams will be in the handle of the assembly needed there. Okay, we got that. Okay, it said 55, right? So we are close, still be a little bit over. Okay, 56 grams for a travel rod. This is great. So 1 gram more than, than they were saying, but again, that's not too bad at all. 56 grams for a, budget travel rod. I'm happy with that for sure. Now, let's talk about the action and the recovery times. Interesting, Mifine do sell the same rod or the same kind of nano jig, it just not travel with the same casting rating from 0.5 to 2 grams. And action is very similar actually. It's fast, very, very similar action on that 2-piece rod as on this one. Action is definitely fast. Hope you can see something. And then when it comes to recovery times, this actually I would say is slightly better than 2-piece model. Kinda it recovers after you wiggle it a little bit better. I believe it will be to do with the fact that, blank closer to the reel seat is a little bit, thicker, meaning, that it will be a little bit kinda more powerful, if you will, but the tip is the same, I believe, diameter, meaning, that when it comes to casting rating, it will be the same, just the recovery will be a little bit faster, or is a little bit faster, and still, I mean, all the blank bends when you hook into a big fish. I'm trying to bend this rod as much as I can, and it bends, as I say, a little bit less than 2-piece rod. But again, it will depend on your style, like for bottom fishing presentations, let's say jigging for perch or something like that, I'm pretty certain you will like this one more than 2-piece, version of this rod. So kinda, as I say, if the tip or transportation in 2 sections of this rod would be, figured out, as in tip section wouldn't be long, I would say don't even look at 2-piece version of this nano jig, because this is kinda, at least for my style of fishing, is actually cooler, because it's just recovery times are slightly better. But yeah, so sum up, action is fast, recovery times are great for this, kind of casting up to 2 grams. And now about the casting rating itself, as I say, from 0.5 to 2 grams. Yeah, it's correct. Maybe you can cast 2.5, but it will you will feel that, that rod is a little bit, overloaded already. I mean, you can cast even probably 4 grams and nothing will happen. But if you will be talking about, if we are talking about presentation, this is accurate. You don't want to be going over 2 grams because, the blank just does not have the power to perform all the animations, with more than 2 grams. So casting rating is accurate from what I can tell. Also, I will tell that there will be a separate video where I will be testing this rod and catching hopefully small and big fish if I will be lucky on the day, and you will be able to see what I'm talking about. So yeah, I believe I covered everything what I wanted to mention about this rod, and I just will add one extra thing. If you are interested in getting this rod, I will leave a link in the description below. But as always, if you will decide to buy this rod, please read reviews from other anglers just to make sure you are happy with everything and that you have all the information available on the day before pulling the trigger. But that's it. Thanks for watching. Over and out.